In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a sturdy pull-up bar from parts from the hardware store using a drill, driver, and circular saw to mount between TJI joists, which are these joists that have a piece of laminated wood here on the bottom and OSB there in the middle. So what's the right way to mount to these? I'll show you the steps. I'm going to do a quick run through of all the materials that we had to gather here. We've got, this is going to be the size, that's how tall my TJI joists are. So I got 2x12s. These are the Simpson A21 anchors, which are going to go like that to hold this blocking up. These are the Simpson number 9 1.5 connectors. That's going to take care of the blocking. Then onto the blocking, we're going to attach 4x4 using these big 3/8 by 6 inch lag screws. Going to drill some pilot holes with a 1/4 inch drill bit. And then onto the 4x4, we're going to put these floor flanges held in place with 1/4 inch by 3 inch screws, onto which the pipe will thread into place with some elbows to drop down, give me a little extra height. And then I got a nice wide bar. I think I went 48 inches on this bar here.
Hardware stores do carry pre-cut and pre-threaded sections of black pipe, but they only come in certain lengths. So I ended up buying the 10-foot section and have it cut and threaded. Don't forget to take into account any added length from elbows, as they will not thread all the way into the elbow most of the time. Here's a quick rundown of materials with Lowe's item numbers included. Everything labeled tools could potentially be avoided if you had those already, or find different drivers for your screws, like hex heads, for example. Lumber, obviously unavoidable. That's the full section of 10-foot black pipe below it. Significant cost. Overall project cost was actually around $200 once the grip tape is included. That's before tax.
Avoid water lines, sewage, wire, gas lines, and obviously I don't want to bump my head on the HVAC. All right, here is the spot where I've kind of marked out. You can see some marks there that I'm going to span across 3 of these joists. See here, I've got these TJI 110s, 12 inches long there. So the 2x12 blocking is going to come up right to about here, sit flush on the bottom with the bottom in that joist hanger there. I'm going to span it again across 3. All right, here's the first block in place. Something wasn't exactly square, but it feels decently solid. I did go ahead and put in just a little nail up there at the top, or a screw up there at the top. And just to show up close how I'm doing this, putting these in first, pre-drilling the holes. Okay, after on the 3rd attempt here, this is really the kind of fit that you want to be getting. You really want to tap that mallet into place. I think it's okay to cut out a little bit of a groove, but really, you know, what we're doing here is tapping the screws kind of past there. So this is a nice tight block. I feel really good about this one. I already drilled kind of a pilot hole there. So I'm gonna try and get this first one on here. All right, here's the final finished product. You know, it's a little bit looser than I thought for all this work, right? You can kind of hear it. It's definitely putting a ton of strain on 5 lag screws here. The other suggestion from ChatGPT, like to strengthen it, is to put a parallel 4x4 here and then mount the pull-up bar this way. So I'm not sure yet. We'll see how this holds up, and if that ends up being necessary, then we may add that on there. Final thoughts here. This blocking turned out the best because I kept it the tightest and just used that mallet to knock it in place. I don't think the notching is as important as just getting a super snug fit between each of these. The hangers probably were an okay idea, but they, I think, prevent the 4x4 from sitting flush. So if you know more about solid construction on this, maybe you just go straight through the flange of the TJI into the bottom of each of those. So I looked it up because of the movement that we were seeing here in true fashion of this project, checking with ChatGPT one more time. So I've got 5 of these screws here, and I was, a little concerned about any kind of shear load, but it's saying 400 to 600 pounds of lateral shear per screw, depending on the species of the wood. So it's saying 5 screws, 2 to 3,000 pounds of shear capacity, and swinging on this might put a force 3 times body weight. So I don't think I have to be worried about this wearing out or tearing out or anything. I think it's going to be solid, but it does move substantially more than I was hoping or expecting. So yeah, just a few observations. I do feel like it's the right way. We didn't really put too much strain on these joists themselves, so I feel good about my floor upstairs not being compromised or anything by one of these breaking. All right, very last step on this. I got some got this from Amazon. Is felt tack over grips ADV tennis. It's for tennis rackets, and I got a 12-pack. It took 6 to wrap a 48-inch bar, but this was like $11. The 12-pack. I got some pickleball rackets I can use the rest on. These things, you just you peel it off. I couldn't get the mount up for the video, but you just peel it off and then kind of use friction to wrap it on, and then get the ends with, this is a little piece of that flexible tape. So there's no adhesive on the actual grip. You just use friction to kind of wrap it and pull it tight. Let me show you what it looks like. There we go. Took about 6 rolls
And then I just kind of taped the ends with that grip tape. And yeah, provides a pretty great grip. It's a lot cheaper than the pull-up bar silicone stuff. So I figured I'd just use this. And that's about it. Thanks for tuning in, and I wish you the best of luck if you install one of these. It's a good construction, but definitely more expensive than anticipated. Thanks a lot.